Hey, welcome everybody to the first episode of MyAzzBckwrdsWorld. I'll be your host, Coach ID, aka New. This podcast is going to be simply putting out some of my crazy ideas of what I see going on in our country and our world that people aren't really talking about. I wanted something different than what I'm hearing out here in the podcast. So it was recently, I just had an epiphany that there are four types of people in this world. When I first started thinking about it, it really was like, oh man, there are four types of white people. But then as I broke it down, I was like, this can be put into almost every category of humans in different topics. And I'll show you over the course of many episodes. But the first one, we'll just look at generically. So the first group are the evil people. These are the people that are actually out there committing the crimes, actually committing the sins, whether it's raping, looting, murdering. You can actually see the physical toll of what they're doing. Then you got the second group, which is the people who aren't actually out there committing the crimes and hurting people, but somehow they benefit from the crimes that be committed, so it would be in their best interest just to stay quiet so they can continue to live their lives comfortably the way that they have been. The third group, I call this the clueless group. It's your friends that don't read anything, they don't watch the news, they don't pay attention to what's going on, and they'll be like, oh man, there's racism going on? So, you have the clueless group, but that group is getting smaller and smaller and smaller because there's too much information out here in this age. And the final group would be your activists and the people that are trying to combat evil and fight against whatever injustice is going on. So over the course of all these episodes on the podcast, I'm going to show you how this fits. Let's deal with racism for the first one. You got the people who actually are committing the crimes. They are hurting black people. They are killing black people. They were lynching black people, whatever the case may be. You have a lot of white people who know that this is taking place, but they benefit from all these Jim Crow laws and all these other things that have been established. So I don't want to ruin my pension and my good job, and all these things are going on when I know that the system has been created and I can't really do anything about it. So I'm just going to be quiet. Then you got the group of people who are like, oh man, there's not racism. That's not really going on. So we'll just skip by them. And then you got your final group, which are the activists, or what they would call the nigger lovers back in the day. If you know about Mississippi burning and some of the other things that have taken place in the course of our history, they used to lynch the white people who helped the black people right alongside them as a message to the other white people to let them know, all right, you want to go ahead and, fight or whatever, this is what's coming for you. So as I look across the board, I'm going to show you guys different topics and how you're going to have to decide what sector are you going to live in. Hey, thank you guys for tuning in again to another episode of My Ass Backwards World. I appreciate you guys. Feel free to give your comments and feedback and just link back with us. We'll have all the information, social media information where you can reach me on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, also my YouTube. And I just appreciate you guys listening in. Spread the links, because we're talking about something different, and I think it's very beneficial. And just, feel free to give your feedback. All right, thank you. Go out there and be caring and kind.